Everyone talks about the AI revolution, but nobody is talking about the AI graveyard. Recent industry reports from MIT and major consulting firms paint a brutal picture. It's not just that 80% of AI projects fail. The reality is actually much worse. It's estimated that between 90 and 95% of AI projects enter what we call the Pilot Purgatory. They never reach production. They never make a dollar. They die as demos. If you are building an AI pilot right now, statistically speaking, you're already failing. Why? Because you're building a toy when you should be architecting an engine. I'm Robert Dempsey. I'm an AI knowledge architect. And today we are going to dismantle the way you think about AI implementation. Most companies treat AI like it's a magic trick. They hire a few developers, throw some data at a large language model, and get a cool demo that writes emails or summarizes PDFs. Everyone claps. But then nothing happens. The project stalls. It can't scale. It hallucinates. It breaks when real users touch it. That is the difference between a demo and a system. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why those 95% of pilots fail, specifically looking at the data regarding internal builds versus architectural partnerships. Then I'm going to walk you through the specific milestones you need to hit to move from a fragile experiment to a permanent business engine. We are going to turn that failure rate completely upside down. Let's get to work. Let's look at the data. Why do pilots die? The first reason is a misalignment of use cases. Everyone wants the flashy sales spot, the customer-facing avatar. But the data shows that these high visibility projects are the hardest to execute because the risk of hallucination is public-facing. The highest ROI usually sits in the back office. Operational efficiency, document processing, supply chain prediction. Yet companies ignore this because it's not sexy. Here's the second, even more painful statistic. Success rates for internal custom builds, where you just tell your IT team to figure out AI, hover around 33%. Compare that to a 67% success rate when using specialized vendors or partners who provide a pre-built architecture. But why the gap? Because your internal team is likely trying to just glue together fragmented data silos without a map. This is the data swamp. Inconsistent, siloed, duplicate, or outdated data. You cannot build a Ferrari engine and fill it with sludge. If your pilot is just a wrapper around ChatGPT without a structured data pipeline, it isn't an asset. It's a liability. The final nail in the coffin? Unclear ROI. If you can't define the business value mathematically before you write a line of code, you aren't building a business tool. You're engaging in corporate R&D theater. I want to introduce you to a concept I call the toy versus the engine. A toy acts like this. It works on the happy path, meaning when you ask it the perfect question, it gives the perfect answer. It relies on a single prompt. It has no memory of past context, and it has no guardrails. This is what 90% of you are building. That's a demo. It's fun to show the CEO on a Friday afternoon. An engine asks, what happens when the model hallucinates? Is there a validation layer? What happens when the API latency spikes? Is there a caching strategy? How do we handle permissions? Does the AI know that intern Steve shouldn't see the payroll data that CFO Karen can see? If you haven't architected these layers, you don't have a product. You have a script. The reason pilots fail is that they try to take the toy and just push it harder to make it an engine. You can't. You have to tear it down and architect the foundation first. A demo proves capability. Architecture proves scalability. So you might be asking yourself, how do we fix this? How do we become the 5% that actually reaches production? We follow a strict architectural blueprint. Milestone 1, the data foundation. Stop trying to feed the AI everything. Pick just one high-value workflow. Curate that data perfectly. Clean it. Structure it. If the data isn't ready, the pilot doesn't start. Milestone 2, the governance layer. Before you deploy, you need a layer between your user and the AI. This layer handles security, prompt injection defense, and output validation. If the AI says something's wrong, who catches it? The user or the system? It must be the system. Milestone 3, the feedback loop. Now, this is the most missed step. You need a mechanism where users can vote on the quality of the output, and that data must flow back into the system to improve the prompts, or fine-tune the model. Without a feedback loop, your AI actually gets dumber over time as data drifts. With a feedback loop, it becomes an asset that appreciates in value. There is one final reason pilots fail. It's not the code, it's the people. We call this organizational fragmentation. You have 10 different teams running 10 shallow pilots. Marketing is doing one thing, HR is doing another, but none of them are talking to each other. To escape purgatory, you need to stop doing 10 things poorly and do one thing deeply. And you need to train your people. You cannot just drop an AI tool on a workforce and expect adoption. You're changing their workflow. If they don't trust the machine because you built a toy that hallucinates, they will abandon it in a week, maybe even less. Probably less. Trust is the currency of AI adoption. Architecture creates reliability, and reliability creates trust. The era of the cool AI demo is over. We are entering the era of AI knowledge architecture. If you are tired of spinning your wheels in Pilot Purgatory, then stop coding and start architecting. Look at your data, define your ROI, build the governance layer, turn your toy into an engine. If you want to understand the specific tech stack I use to build these architectures, I've linked a breakdown in the description below. I'm Robert Dempsey. Start building systems, not just scripts. I'll see you in the next one.